I'm Chef Leslie Durso, and if you're like me, you love to travel and to eat locally. But I'm here to tell you, you don't need a passport for it. All you need is a fork. Welcome to Around the World in 80 Plates. I am so excited to have a very special guest in my kitchen today. I've got not only a NFL superstar, a New York Times bestseller, he also won Dancing with the Stars. I'm talking about none other than my friend Rashad Jennings. Hi, welcome to my kitchen.
I'm excited to be in the kitchen.
I'm excited to have you here. What do you want to make?
Some good food. I'm not used to, maneuvering around, so I hope you're gonna be able to teach me a thing or two.
I think we can do that. Well, today on Around the World in 80 Plates, we are going to go to Austria. We're going to be making a traditional Austrian dish of goulash with some potato dumplings. And
Wow.
I think you're going to enjoy it. And this recipe is not only going to be plant-based, but it's also going to be top 9 free.
Goulash. The only thing I know about goulash is playing Call of Duty. When people die in it, they go to the gulag. That's all I know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Basically, I'm excited to learn.
Okay, good. Well, I'm excited to teach. So the base of our goulash sauce is caramelized onions. Now, caramelized onions is a technique that you can use to make caramelized onions for so many different things. They're amazing on burgers, they're amazing in sauces and stews, just simply tossed in pasta, made dips, literally anything. So when you're caramelizing, you want to start with 2 things, a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of non-dairy soy-free butter.
Love it.
Yes. And
I love caramelize anything.
it really just brings out the richness and the depth because you're caramelizing all of the natural sugars that are in the onions. And so the flavors just become incredible. And we're just gonna let these go. We're gonna turn it on low and let it go for about an hour. And you only wanna stir it maybe every 10 to 20 minutes because you really want that caramel to build in the onions.
Why do you cook it on low and for such a long time versus high? Quick?
Yes, so high and quick is gonna fry the onions. It's gonna just cook the outside of the onion really fast. But when you turn it down to low and cook it for such a long period of time, it's actually gonna express all of the sugars out of the onions, and it's just gonna create this beautiful caramely color and flavor. You're gonna love it, trust me.
I'm trusting you.
So now that these are sizzling a little bit, I'm gonna turn it to low. Actually, I'm gonna bring it back here, and we're just gonna have it going on low back here while we finish making the rest of the dish.
All right.
Next, we're gonna do our mushrooms. So
right.
instead of using beef for our goulash, we are going to use mushrooms. We're gonna use portobello mushrooms. Now, I'm gonna have you get your hands dirty.
I'm getting ready.
I like it.
Yes,
I like
ma'am.
a man who prepares.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and you're good with a knife.
I can handle the knife. I can do
You
that
handle
part.
the knife. Of course you can. Did you know that mushrooms are very high in vitamin D, which is something that nobody really gets enough of in their diets?
I had no idea. I did just research that they hold 90% water.
Yes, they do, which is what makes such a beautiful sauce and stock when you cook them. So let's cook them.
Let's do
Let's
it.
cut them first. So because we're going to kind of replicate cubed beef in this dish, you don't have to be that fancy when you're cutting it.
So I don't have to be precise.
You don't have to be precise or small. We want big chunks of mushrooms.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave it to you how you want to make those mushrooms into chunks.
And chopping them all up.
I'm gonna have you do 4 of them.
All right.
Because these are some good sized mushrooms. Okay, and then I've just trimmed the inside stems of them so they're nice and clean.
Okay.
All right, so go to it. You can make it even bigger and sloppier than that.
Yeah.
I want you to make these sloppy.
So I can have a mess? A little
Yes,
bit?
yes, exactly like that. Yes.
Say less.
Yes, exactly like that. Sloppy. And I'm gonna get a cast iron skillet over here on our heat and do a little bit of olive oil. And once you get that cutting board full, you can just put those right in here.
Is there a method to how you slide food inside of a pan?
You mean how you slid most of it into the pan?
Yeah, most of it, some of it.
Some of it went down on the floor, but that's okay. That's okay. That's what happens when you're cooking. Yeah, I like using hands better. You have more control of how it's going in. Perfect.
Okay.
So you hear those mushies starting to get happy, which makes me happy in turn. Okay, so once these start going, we're gonna add in our spices.
All right.
So traditional goulash has 5 main spice ingredients. We've got caraway seeds, marjoram, cayenne, bay leaves, and paprika. And we're using a smoked paprika today because I love smoked herbs. I think they're so delicious and fabulous. And it's just gonna create a little extra depth on our mushrooms because we're not using beef.
Okay. Do the leaves, do you put those in straight or are they chopped as well?
So great question. Actually, bay leaves come from a bay tree, and these are actually gonna go in whole, and then we're not gonna eat them. We're actually gonna remove them before we eat them, or we'll eat around them as we go. But they're there just to express some flavor.
Smell great.
Yeah, well, you know. All right, are you ready? Do you wanna dump these spices into our mushrooms?
Absolutely.
All right. There's our paprika.
Now,
Our cayenne, and of course you can adjust the cayenne to how spicy you like things. I just put a pinch in because a pinch of cayenne goes a long way.
okay.
Yeah.
Is there, I'm always curious I might have many questions along the way.
Good.
Is there ever a science behind which spice you put in the order that you put it in?
Yes.
Is it?
Because some spices burn. And you want to build. So as if you notice too, so this is,
great.
yeah, right? This is actually still very dry because we want to add our liquid after. When you're adding powdered spices like the smoked paprika, you want to coat your vegetables in the pan before you add the liquid because then it'll evenly distribute and there won't be any chunks of it anywhere.
Okay. How long do we allow this to marinate?
Well, just till the mushrooms get soft because now I'm going to have you hand me the tomato paste.
Okay.
And this is going to be so nice for the base of our sauce. Again, coat those mushrooms. And then let's check on our onions, which are ready to go, caramelized and beautiful. I mean, that color's insane, right?
It's awesome.
And so now these are just going to
Those are
join
nice.
our mushrooms.
See, I couldn't, if I was constantly cooking, I don't think half the food will make it to the plate. I'll just start eating right now.
But if you want, you would know how amazing this is going to be when it all comes together. Then you would, you know,
It'd be
you'd wait
well worth the wait.
Yeah. Everything good, it takes a minute to get to it, right?
It's true.
All right.
Very true.
So now that those onions are also covered, we are going to put in some water. So our water is going to be our base of our sauce. So there's some water. You want to pour that in?
Okay.
And now we're also going to add the bay leaves.
Okay.
Great. So we're going to give this just a little stir to incorporate it all. And then we're just going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes so that all those caramelized flavors and mushroom flavors all come together.
Okay.
But while we're waiting for this to simmer, we're going to make our potato dumplings that we're going to put on top.
All right.
Okay. So on top of our goulash, we're gonna make some potato dumplings.
Okay.
And so potato dumplings are a dish that are served all over the world and everybody has their version of them. The Italians make their gnocchi, the French make croquettes, and we are gonna make Austrian style dumplings.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with, I peeled, diced, and boiled 3 medium-sized golden potatoes.
Okay.
And then we're basically gonna make kind of a mashed potato. So to it, we're gonna add soy-free non-dairy butter.
Same butter.
And then I'm just gonna have you give that a mash to really melt that butter and get it all in there. Oh, you're very good at mashing.
Yeah, I'm a masher.
I
I can do
know.
this for
You're nice and strong. I should keep you in the kitchen
anytime.
for all my jar opening needs.
Now, how well do you want these mashed?
So that depends on kind of how you like your mashed potatoes. It's gonna come out sort of the same way. Do you like smooth mashed potatoes or do you like a little chunky chunk in there?
I like a little chunk.
All right, so then leave a little chunk in there. All right, so to that, to make it a little bit easier, we're gonna add some oat milk, some unsweetened plain oat milk. Always make sure you get the plain unsweetened. And we're just gonna add a little bit of a time to see how much we're gonna need. And we're gonna add some wheat-free flour, some gluten-free flour, because this is just gonna make it more of a dumpling than a mashed potato.
See, there's gluten-free flour.
Yes, that was gluten-free flour, and that was a blend flour. You want to make sure that you're using really bland flour for this one, so like a potato flour, rice flour, something like that, not a garbanzo bean flour, not an almond flour. Any of the nut flours are going to just be way too much for this. You want a nice fine flour. That is looking good. I'm going to have you swap out tools.
Okay.
Oh, you're still doing this. You're making these dumplings. Nice. I like a man who doesn't want to waste any of the potatoes.
I like to eat all of it.
All right, so now you're just gonna fold in. So we're gonna do some nutritional yeast, which you can find just about anywhere these days. It's a byproduct of brewer's yeast. It's really high in B12 and it gives everything like just nice cheesy flavor because traditionally these dumplings would have cheese in them.
Gotcha. Now I heard you say the flour doesn't have any nut in it. Is nut, I believe, one of the 9?
Yes, that's one of the top 9 allergens.
Nine
Peanuts and tree nuts. Okay, we're gonna add some fresh chopped chives, because who doesn't love fresh chopped chives? All right, we're just gonna add all of them because I love them.
Yeah.
All right, how's that feeling? Is it feeling a little dry? Do you want a little bit more milk in it?
Yeah, we'll put a little bit of milk in there.
Okay. See, you're getting the hang of this. It's all about feel. And because every potato is going to be different and have a different water content, every time you make this dish, you're going to need a different amount of non-dairy milk to put in it. Gotcha. But that looks pretty good.
It does look appetizing.
Yeah, it does, right?
Absolutely.
All right. All right, I'm going to give our goulash over here a little stir, see how it's doing. The smell coming off of this is pretty amazing, is it not?
If I walked in the house every day and smelled this, I'd be happy. It smells good.
Was that a proposal?
I mean, you know.
Did I just get proposed to by Rashad Jennings?
But you don't have a ring on. What? Maybe. Nah. This does smell good, though.
Okay, good.
Seriously.
Okay, good. All right, so it is looking good, and we are going to fish out these bay leaves because, as I told you, we are going to remove them because we're not actually going to eat them. Those were just for flavor because they're really tough. You don't want to eat these. Okay, so now we really don't want to eat them.
No, I ain't gonna eat them.
Oh, okay, you can lick them.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, so this is good to go. I'm gonna turn this heat off, and then we are gonna take our potatoes and that ice cream scoop right there.
Okay.
Did you ever work in an ice cream shop?
Never.
I never did either. But do you know how to work an ice cream
I do
scoop?
know how to use these.
Okay, good. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make big scoops.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do 5. I think there'll be room for 5. Let's give that a try. Oh, you look like you've scooped ice cream before.
Yeah. Fat kid at heart.
Well, me too. Ooh, perfect.
Oh yeah, watch yourself.
You know,
over
it's
there.
okay. I got 50 aprons. I'll stand back this
Yeah,
time.
hold on, watch yourself. Don't want to hit you every single time.
Nice. Yes. And you don't even want it to be that smooth on top. It's kind of better if you, maybe one more right there.
Yeah, we got room.
Yeah, it's better if they're kind of ridged on the top because we're gonna stick this in the oven and those are gonna be our nice crispy bits. And I love crispy bits on my food. And it's also then gonna soak up all the sauce. All right, so this is gonna go into the oven. Now remember, cast iron is incredibly hot. So we're gonna use our towel. Here, you wanna do this?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, great. So straight into the oven, we're gonna go with it.
All right.
Perfect.
Good night, Goulash.
Look at that, you made that.
Sure did.
Yes, you did.
You're a good sous chef.
You're great. I'm a grape seasoner. Okay, if that's how we're going, all right.
I appreciate it.
Okay, cool. Maybe after this, I'll teach you how to dance.
That'll work. That'll work. Exchange of talents.
Anyway, but look at all those beautiful little golden ridges
It does.
from the tops of them. You want to give it a try?
It looks amazing. Let's dive in.
All right, let's do it. Grab your spoon.
Got it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, make sure you get some of that dumpling and some of that mushroom goulash.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna
Some of
mix
those
it all.
onions. That looks real hot, but it looks real
It does look steamy. Mm-hmm. Just like I imagined.
Yeah, pretty good, right? And all those caramelized onions, such good flavor.
This is great.
You can cook in the kitchen with me anytime.
We're gonna have to, please tell me this ain't the last time.
So I hope that you enjoyed that Austrian goulash.
Absolutely.
And I have a request.
Okay, let's hear it.
I've always wanted to learn how to waltz.
Really?
Do you think you could teach me how to waltz?
Absolutely, absolutely. You have the perfect dress for a waltz too. Now this is a classical dance, so I hope you enjoy it. We are going to get into a proper frame.
Okay.
You're gonna lock your elbows out.
Okay.
But you're gonna take your right foot and step back. Step to the side to draw the box at the top of it, and you're gonna come forward, side. We're back at the beginning. Again, 3, 1, 2, 3. And what makes it fun is because of the sway of the dance. So what we wanna do, get low, back, side, high. You're a pro dancer.
Oh, stop it, Ray.
I think you're lying to us.
I've literally never danced since I was 5 years old in ballet when everybody was going right and I was going left.
That's awesome.
That was amazing. Thank you for teaching me.
My pleasure.
All right, that was Around the World in 80 Plates. Where should we go next?